Have you ever been in a situation where the math just doesn't make sense? You look at your resources, you look at your needs, and you just stand there wondering, how am I supposed to make this work? It's that feeling of being completely overwhelmed, knowing you don't have enough to get by. That's the exact kind of moment Jesus and his disciples walked into one afternoon. Imagine this scene. A massive crowd, 5,000 men, not even counting the women and children. They're all tired, they're hungry, and they're looking for hope. Jesus had been teaching all day, healing people, listening to their stories. The sun was starting to set, and the day was coming to an end. The disciples saw the problem first. They did the math, and it was a disaster. So they went to Jesus and said, "This place is remote, and it's already getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the villages and buy themselves some food." It was logical, it was practical, it was a very human response. But Jesus looked at them and said something completely unexpected. Something that probably sounded a little crazy. They do not need to go away. You give them something to eat. Can you imagine the confusion on their faces? You want us to feed them? We barely have enough for ourselves. They checked their inventory and found they had almost nothing. Then a young boy stepped forward. He was probably quiet, maybe a little shy, holding a small basket. Inside were 5 small barley loaves and 2 fish. It was nothing, just a kid's lunch. It was laughably small compared to the sheer size of the crowd, but he offered it anyway. He gave what he had. Jesus took that tiny offering, that seemingly insignificant meal, into his hands. He looked up to heaven, gave thanks, and broke the loaves. Then he gave them to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the people. And then something miraculous happened, a mystery that still challenges our logic today. The bread didn't run out. The fish didn't run out. It multiplied as it was passed from hand to hand. People started passing it down the rows. Families ate together. Children laughed. Empty stomachs were filled. Thousands and thousands of people were fed from a meal that shouldn't have been enough for even a handful. And here's the most incredible part. When everyone had eaten and was completely satisfied, Jesus told them to gather the leftovers. They collected 12 baskets full of broken pieces. Not scraps, not crumbs, 12, full baskets of leftovers. It was more than they started with. It was Jesus' quiet, powerful way of saying, when you bring me the little you have, I can make it more than enough. In our world today, how often do we hold back? We look at what we have in our hands, not enough money, not enough time, not enough talent, not enough strength, and we convince ourselves it's too small to make a difference. We think, what's the point? But this story is a beautiful reminder that God doesn't ask for what you, Dan T, have. He's not waiting for you to be perfect or have it all together. He's simply asking what you're willing to offer. He wants to work with what's already in your hand, no matter how small it seems to you. Sometimes, the biggest miracles don't come from grand, impressive displays. They come from the smallest, most humble beginnings. They come from a boy who didn't have much to his name, but was willing to give everything he had. And in the hands of Jesus, that little bit became more than enough to change everything. So, whatever you're holding today, whatever you feel is too small or insignificant, remember this story. Bring it to him, your small act of generosity, your quiet word of encouragement. Your 5 loaves and 2 fish hit might just be the start of a miracle. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.